Bill and Carolyn Reeser met and dated while in college at Eastern Kentucky University. Bill was a basketball star with a hard partying lifestyle. Carolyn was in love.
I wanted to get to know him more and started asking around about who this guy is, this cute guy from New York.
Carolyn was the only person that would listen to me, and she was the only person that really cared for me despite what I did and who I was.
After college, they moved to New York, married, and had a daughter.
We would argue because I would feel like he wasn't spending enough time with our daughter. I was basically doing everything to raise her.
The fact of the matter was, my wife and my daughter just wasn't a priority in my life. I didn't know what love was. When we got married, I just thought I'd give it a good shot.
His best shot wasn't very good. Carolyn realized something was not right in her life and in their marriage. She had grown up as a Christian, but had put her faith aside since she met Bill.
God started drawing me back to him, and my heart was just seeking after him. So I started realizing I want to be in a relationship, I want to be in community, I want God back in my life, because I just felt like I'm supposed to be a Christian, but I'm not acting like it. Something is not right, something's missing.
Carolyn recommitted her life to Christ. Bill wanted nothing to do with God. He was living a double life, drinking heavily and using drugs. He had several affairs he kept hidden from Carolyn, until one night she overheard Bill on a phone call with his mistress.
I never thought he would ever cheat on me or have affairs with other women. There's just something I never considered. I had thought he would always be true blue. I couldn't believe that that was happening to me. So at that point, we were looking at divorce.
Me moving out was the only option. I knew that I lost my daughter, I lost my wife, and it was the lowest point in my life.
Bill and I had talked about having a meeting to discuss a divorce and how we were going to split up everything, and I knew that I had to go for counsel and prayer before that meeting. So I went, and the pastor prayed a prayer over me and prayed for peace that passeth understanding. And I had heard that phrase all my life, never really thought about what it meant, never really experienced it. The peace that God gave me when I prayed for him to help me forgive Bill, it's just like he said yes, and it was like a weight being lifted off of me, and it was like the car was just being filled with his love. It was amazing.
Bill was prepared to talk about their divorce, but when Carolyn entered the house, he could tell something had changed.
She's never stood before me with a confidence like that. And when she started to speak, I knew that it was God speaking to me. She said, God can forgive you for anything that you've ever done, and so can I. I don't know if I could ever forget the things that you've done, but I'm willing to give it a try if you're willing to give your life to Jesus Christ. I realized for the first time in my life that God loved me despite me. And I made a decision that night to give my life to Jesus Christ. And I knew my marriage wasn't saved then. I knew that I had done a lot of damage to it. And I knew I needed to go fight for this thing. And that's what I did. I set out on a journey to go fight for my marriage and to go love my wife.
I thought, how am I ever going to trust him again, knowing what he did, even though I've forgiven him? And I knew God said, you don't have to worry about him. You trust me, and I'll take care of him. And then I saw Bill chasing after God, so I've never looked back.
I know that it's truly impossible to love someone else the way God intended us to love that person unless we've received the love that God has for us that can only come through a relationship with His Son, Jesus Christ.
Our marriage today is so strong. We love each other more than we ever have. With God in the middle, there's no situation that we can't conquer because God is our victor. And I really wish people could surrender themselves and their marriages over to Him, because if He can change ours and restore it and redeem it, I know He's willing to do that for any and all marriages that are willing to do the same.